Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Anybody out there want to get really angry? I hope so, because you've come to the right video. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is now claiming that their actions in suing Ripple for allegedly selling for years an investment contract, an unregistered security, they're claiming that their action against Ripple did not harm XRP investors, and it did not cause the price of XRP to go down. Oh, and there's so much more than that, though. Lots to talk about in this video. I do want to be clear that I don't have a legal background of any kind, and I'm not offering legal advice. I also don't have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm nothing more than an enthusiast that likes talking about these topics, and I make YouTube videos purely as a hobby. That is all that it is. But I definitely appreciate all the support, so thank you very much for stopping by. So here's a headline from you today. SEC strikes back at XRP holders moving to dismiss their petition. So what are we talking about? Well, let me make sure I properly set the table so that we're all on the same page before I get into the very latest news. And I'm going to be brief on this, but even if you are aware of this, you could probably use a little bit of a refresher. But here's an article from the Block Crypto, January 4th, 2021, titled XRP Investors File a Petition Seeking a Writ of Mandamus in the SEC versus Ripple case. And so what they're talking about here is what attorney John DIDN ended up filing, right? And so a group of XRP investors has filed a petition in the Rhode Island District Court seeking a writ of mandamus in the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission versus Ripple case, which was filed last month. A writ of mandamus is a court order compelling someone to execute a duty that they are legally obligated to complete. In this case, the petition filed on Friday by the group is against Elad Roisman, acting chairman of the SEC. The petitioners seek an amendment of the SEC's complaint against Ripple so that their XRP holdings aren't considered securities. So that's at the heart of all of this. Now, the writ of mandamus that attorney John DIDN wrote was very thorough, very well crafted. And but this kind of gets to the heart of it. The idea that XRP is a security today is completely nonsensical, even if there's validity to the claim of XRP, selling XRP in a way that constitutes a security. Even if you can legally make that case and that ends up being accurate, I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying even if, this is a separate point. The idea that XRP today represents an investment contract is nonsense. And so Elad Roisman cited there, he was the acting chairman at the time. He took over for asshat Jay Clayton, who's the former SEC chair, on his last full days when he filed this suit against Ripple, and then he was just skedaddled right on out the door like the asshat that he is. And actually since then, Elad Roisman, he was replaced. So he was acting chairman. Now there's another acting chairman, Allison, what's her name? Allison Huron? I forget the last name. It's something like, it's Allison something or other. I don't know. Maybe it's asshat part 2. I'm not, the amazing sequel. And so John DIDN here, and he's basically deciding here, here's a tweet that I was reading before recording this. He was responding to another attorney in the XRP community, and he wrote, in reference to a comment, that he had basically hit the nail on the head as far as the purpose of the writ of mandamus, which is to get the SEC to declare, whether voluntarily or by court order, that our XRP that we're holding today is not a security. That's at the very core of all of this. And so, again, that was filed actually January 1st of this year. And so we've been waiting, and we finally got a response from the SEC today. And it's not good. It's definitely not good. So John DIDN, he shared his initial thoughts on this, and from what he typed up here, it sounds like he's going to go even more in depth, but even his initial analysis here was pretty detailed, and I think you're going to find it rather enlightening here, so I'm going to run through this. And by the way, if you've not yet followed John DIDN all up on the Twitters, I recommend that you do so. You will not regret it. In fact, if you don't have Twitter because you know it's a cesspool, well, first of all, you're correct. It's absolutely figuratively a cesspool. But most people would say literally because they literally don't know what the word literally is defined as. But I encourage you to sign up for the cesspool that is Twitter if you're not a part of it yet. Plus, you'll have fun engaging with XRP community members. But follow John DIDN. He's at John, his first name, John, middle initial E, last name DIDN, DEATON, and then the number 1. and then your life will truly be complete. And so here's what he wrote. XRP holders versus SEC enforcement. I finally read the SEC motion to dismiss our writ of mandamus that it filed this morning. What can I say except work gets in the way of life sometimes? At some point, I will explain in simple terms what the SEC is claiming, but if you want to get even more mad, read it. A couple quick highlights. Number 1. They never addressed my claim that I don't believe an SEC lawyer can stand up in good faith in open court and argue that today's XRP is a security. In fact, the SEC writes, quote, the commission does not request an oral argument or evidentiary hearing. This tweet continues. In the SEC's motion, they don't address any of our claims related to XRP. Think about that. They just completely just disregarded it, like as if John DIDN didn't type like, I can't remember how long, I don't know, it was like a 60, 70, 89, 100 page thing. It's as if he didn't type this massive document up, making any of these claims, just completely just... It's not there, John. We read through the writ of mandamus. We didn't see your claims about XRP. Sorry, maybe we missed it. I don't know. And so they just ignored it. And John continues. They rely only on legal technicalities. Number 2. They state that I claim Clayton, the asset, he didn't say asset, I said asset, just to be clear, I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, I'm just saying. So they state that I claim Clayton directed the filing of the action against Ripple for improper motives and with the specific intent to cause irreparable harm, yet they offer no defense of Clayton and simply state, quote, he is not a party to this suit. But facts are facts. It's a part of the story. Are you going to pretend like this doesn't functionally... Yeah, they're going to pretend like it functionally doesn't matter. So here's the worst of it, I think. Oh God, this really grinds my gears, guys. Number 3. He writes, now get ready to be pissed. The SEC states that XRP holders, quote, have not been adversely affected or aggrieved because... it is the actions of third parties, not the filing of the commission's complaint against Ripple, that has affected them. I'm just like, what are you talking about? As soon as the SEC filed the complaint, the price of XRP began plummeting. And yeah, it got worse after exchanges made announcements, but what kicked it off in a notable sense, you can view it, if you're a human and you have eyeballs, you can see this on a chart and you can comprehend it as long as you're not a Bitcoin maxi troll, because a Bitcoin maxi troll, they're not that intelligent. They need help, getting their shirt on in the morning. They wear Velcro shoes. They won't comprehend it. But if you, a normal human, at least of average intelligence, looks at this chart and you have your eyeballs, you can see that as soon as the SEC news came out that they're suing Ripple, the price started just tanking. And so they're lying through their teeth there. They absolutely are. And then John writes, in essence, the SEC is claiming that it's not their fault that the exchanges halted XRP or delisted XRP. In short, the SEC is saying, we didn't tell them to delist or halt or suspend XRP, so take your frustrations out on the exchanges. And so that's the thing, though. About 10% of volume on for XRP globally, about 10% of it is within the United States. So the SEC actions, it spooked the entire globe. All the people, if it were only the people in the United States reacting in this way, it wouldn't have been a thing. Even if it started there, it spread all over the globe, and you can see again when it actually functionally started here. I don't care if the SEC didn't tell the exchanges this or that. That's kind of the point. There's such ambiguity around XRP in terms of its legal status that all a responsible business could do is to halt trading if they're in the United States. That's it. And so then John DIDN wrote, do you hear that? Uphold. And then he tagged Uphold CEO JP. And then he tagged Binance. He tagged CZ, which is Binance's CEO and founder. He tagged GateHub, another cryptocurrency exchange, which is still trading XRP in the United States. He tagged Bitrue, still trading XRP in the United States. He tagged Coinbase and Kraken FX, and then he wrote, etc. So again, to all of them, he wrote, do you hear that? The SEC is implying that we should sue all the exchanges for the damages. Yes, indeed. Think about that. The SEC is pawning off the responsibility Their 8 years of inaction until December 22nd, 2020. Their years of inaction. They're pawning off the responsibility of the price action that resulted from their action, pawning it all off onto the cryptocurrency exchanges. So apparently, we're supposed to go after them. But I don't blame the exchanges. I wouldn't go after. I personally would not go after any of the exchanges for any of this. They're just protecting themselves, their businesses, and their employees. I don't blame them one bit. Now, I'm more impressed by the likes of GateHub and BitTrue and Uphold, because they're operating in the United States and continue to allow the trading. Like, to me, that's a bold move. But to the ones that didn't take such a bold position, it's not like I'm angry at them. I totally get it. And so then John writes, see why we must stand together against this power grab and jurisdictional expansion attempted by the SEC? I'll comment later on more because I have to run right now, but Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, and Stuart Alderodi might want to read some of the language and case law the SEC argues against me, and then apply it to the claims the SEC is making against Brad, Chris, and Ripple. And then he cites an example. And here's a quote. The plausibility standard requires that the person bringing the case, the SEC, show more than a sheer possibility that a defendant, Brad, has acted unlawfully. Where a complaint pleads facts that are merely consistent with a defendant's liability, it stops short of the line between possibility and plausibility. Sort of like the difference between it's possible that XRP is a security versus actually believing it's a security. Ugh. Awesome thread. I can't wait to see him flesh this out even further, but that was a hell of a start, and I think it got to the worst of it, the most core point, that the SEC is just pretending like their actions didn't result in just billions of dollars of people's wealth just vanishing. Like, they didn't do anything. No, what, we little on us, we're just here hanging out at the SEC doing SEC stuff. I don't think that we caused any harm. I assume that's what they sound like, just little weak-voiced little asshat juniors or something like that. And then so here's the actual response. This is what the SEC filed, and so I had this part all geared up and ready to go. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but this is the most relevant part based on the comments from attorney John DIDN. So let me cover just this little part here. You guys do you have like a stress ball? Like if you're like, just get like a stress ball or something, like take some of that out or something. But here's what how it reads. Here, petitioners assert that after the commission filed its complaint against Ripple, third-party digital asset trading platforms delisted XRP, resulting in XRP losing value. Petitioners do not allege that the commission ordered or even asked these platforms to delist XRP. Instead, petitioners allege that the platforms determined to delist XRP. Therefore, any alleged injury results from the independent actions of some third party not before the court. Okay, yeah, but what about the claim that the SEC is the reason that the price started dropping in the first place? What about that? Because you guys started all this stuff. And so in terms of what's the best legal argument, I couldn't even begin because I'm not a lawyer and I have no legal background, like I said. But if you just go from a logical perspective, clearly the SEC is in the wrong here. Clearly they triggered all this. If you're just going to use logic, again, in terms of what would stand in court and result in victory, I'm waiting to hear more from John DIDN on that, because I personally I can't answer that. There has to be something, though, because they're so clearly in the wrong. And then they wrote this also. Additionally, petitioners cannot show that digital asset trading platforms will reverse course or that the value of XRP will increase should the commission amend its complaint to exclude the XRP owned by petitioners while continuing to pursue the case against Ripple. Really? We can't show what would happen. Well, first of all, if you're implying that we need to have a crystal ball and be able to time travel into the future to know with certainty an outcome, that's absurd. If you don't mean that, well, how about this? How about Kick Interactive? You guys won this case against Kick Interactive, which sold the Kin token, and then you guys allowed them, after winning, and it was a slam dunk win for you. It was legally ruled that Kick Interactive sold an unregistered security. After that, you allowed them to continue selling it as long as they filled out a simple exemption form and gave 45 days notice. And as soon as there was that clarity, what happened here? What happened? Well, if you're looking at your screen, you can see here's a chart of the KIN token over the last 12 months. It ended up skyrocketing over 2,000%, and it retraced a little bit. It's over the last 1 year up 1,506%, and it started right here in October, towards the latter half of the month. As soon as there's clarity, it just spiked up immediately. So there's all sorts of reason to believe that once you guys stop being little D-bags and add some clarity here and stop claiming that XRP today is a security, once you do that, yeah, it's probably going to take off. But if you're going to require us to time travel to know that for sure, you can suck it. Seriously. Eggplant emoji. Seriously. I'm just saying. It really burns my biscuits, guys. Maybe I should wrap up there. Please tell me what you guys think below. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.